Alright guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to basically AFK the new Admiral event. And I show you basically the best team to macro. So if you want to stick around to watch till the end, I highly recommend you do. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10,000 before the end of the year, so let's make that goal happen. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so we are here, and as we know, there's a new Admiral defense game mode. Now a lot of us are playing this because we want to get Roger, but specifically the shiny Roger. There's specifically like 10,000 in rotation for it. Not much has been received. Like I think probably close to 200 has been gotten. So there's still a lot in the rotation. But the best team here, I have it for you guys. I have managed to play this team off camera, trying to make sure it's really good before I make a video on it. And it's been working really well. So I got Luffy, Gojo, Frieren, Fern, and your money unit. Now the reason why we have Luffy here is because if we look at his path, the main one that we're looking for is to use Bounce Man for the first phase, because that's going to be really good to get down the damage of the bosses. But the second phase, we're going to use Gear 5, because Gear 5 has basically a stud knocking them back like around 15 stud, which is going to be really good, and which is what we need. Fern, on the other hand, is really good because she also has slow, and she applies stun to slow the unit, which is gonna stall Mr. Garp like crazy. Gojo here, pretty explanatory. He has his pullback kind of thing where he brings the enemies back to him when they're out of range. He has time stop and stuff like that. His domain expansion is gonna be very important for that because you can stall enemies up to like 30 seconds, which is really good. Frieren here, mostly used in the first phase to support. Second phase, you can use the utility because she also applies stun and applies slow, which is going to be really good. But one thing is, you guys probably want to know the builds. I have damage, crit rate, elemental damage, the perfect Gojo build, of course, his normal build. I do have all videos on these builds as well, but I'm showing you guys the stuff here. And yeah, that's basically it. Let's head in and I'll show you what you basically have to do. Let's get to it. So I do want to say one thing is that right now the game is pretty heavily kind of buggy with the optimization. So basically after a couple of runs your game will start freezing. So I highly recommend trying to make this work with a macro. So what I'm going to show you is doing it without like autoing everything. So once we start, you want to get your Speedwagon and your Bulma right down. Put Speedwagon into auto upgrades. You're going to auto upgrade your Speedwagon right away. And this is going to be very important because you're going to be able to place down almost all your units at once. So Frieren, you want to place around this area right here next to this rock, which is going to be really nice. You place her down and then you place your Ferns right on these hills right here. Your Luffy, a perfect spot is right by this corner over here. You just want to place him right there, and then your Gojo can be set right here. Now your Gojo, I recommend setting to strongest once we've finished working on everyone. Then that will be easier. Next, you want to put your Bulma in full auto upgrade so you can get her up and going. Now you can just be chilling. I recommend getting your crits on your Luffy. You can put it on Frieren as well. I like to do that just so she helps with attacking. If you can get it to work on Frieren, sometimes the placement thing gives a bit of trouble, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so once your Bulma is auto upgraded, you want to focus on getting Luffy to Bounce Man right away. Now in the macro, it will 100% work. So you want to focus on getting Bounce Man really fast so he can have his full AoE covering basically everywhere here at once. And once you've done that, you can basically chart it up, set to 1 SPA, bang. Now I highly recommend doing the last two here just so you can have like a full max Luffy so he does more damage here. And for your Frieren will be next because you want to get her to her support mode as fast as possible right after. Because as you can see, the boss's health are slowly depleting really fast. And once you've done that, max out your Frieren, set her mode to support. Now she will be doing extra damage for Luffy. Luffy here is going to be doing more damage, which is going to be really good. Now for your Gojo, you set his priority to strongest now. Once you've done that, you don't have to really fully upgrade him. You can put him on like upgrade 5 here. And now as you can see, basically defeated the bosses. The reason why is because you want to save some money to carry across to the next phase, which is basically important important here. That is why, because all the money you have here is going to be carried on to the next phase. So try not to max out your Gojo would be important. He doesn't really need to like have like crazy maxed out damage because he's already doing insane crit damage. He has a 50% crit rate, so he's doing crazy amounts of damage right now. Luffy, on the other hand, still doing amazing damage, 1 SPA, 75k DPS, free rent support. Now we should be fine. Once you're like around this range, it's good. I have a whole macro set up for this too, so it's really nice, really easy. But if you guys do have other teams as well, let me know down below in the comments, bro. I know there's a lot of teams out there. Now we almost defeat the boss here. Around this range is really good because you really want to be around here, because the macro can be a bit iffy sometimes if you do it. Okay, so now next you want to place your Gojo down close to the spawn, free rent down by the boxes alongside your Luffy, placing down your ferns at the same time as well, just so he's stunning, fast cut down, and then your Bulma right down after, maxing them out. You'll be able to stun them long enough before Garp gets here. Then you max out all your Gojo. Then you want to max your Luffy to gear 5, as we said in the beginning, because he's going to be stunning. And you can put your free rent utility to work here. Please and thank you. There we go. There you go. Set your free rent to utility. She's going to be slowing. And then the cool thing is, once this guy's out of range, once Gojo pulls him back in, that's when you pop the domain expansion. The reason why you don't want to use your domain expansion, because you want to save it for this point right there. Now he's going to be stalled for 30 seconds. 30 seconds to spare on the clock. Luffy can literally just push him back if he wants to, if he knocks him back, which would be really nice. Fern doing her stuns and slows, which is applying, as you can see, there's a little radiation there. That means Fern is applying her thing. So yeah, as you can see, we're basically gonna beat this with ease. I managed to make this team like off camera. It took me a while to make this work because I actually had to like make sure I set things in the right spots. I literally stayed up till like 2 in the morning getting this to work. That's how you do it. Let me show you guys what it looks like with the macro. So as we have the macro here, I have it set it up here in the second slot. I had to try it a couple times, but this one is probably worked the best for me. Once you can set up the macro, it's going to be important because the game, as I said, is pretty buggy with optimization. So once you can get it to work, you're going to be perfectly fine. You wouldn't have to worry about your game lagging every time you place units because the game isn't registering your clicks. It's just registering the macro. So yeah, I'm going to like cut to where we basically are close to the enemy. And as you can see, all my units are placing down. So yeah, we're going to cut to where we see the health depleted. Alright guys, as you can see here, we are kind of in the sweet spot of where we want to be for the timer basically, but you don't really have to worry too much. It could be like a couple seconds off, but the macro should work fine because once you get your Gojo and stuff down, Gojo pulls back your enemies back in, so you'll be having like saving enough time, and we should move into the next phase with Gojo and everyone place with no worries. There we go. There we go. Gojo's down. We have our Freerin and we have our Luffy all the way down. We do have some money spared. Our ferns are down, and then our money units should be okay. There we go. See, as you can see, we're doing a lot of time stop. Gojo is here, then we should be fine. Gojo range should go crazy about now. And yeah, there we go. We have Luffy, should go into gear 5 soon once the money goes up. But if he doesn't, it should be fine. Luffy should be stunning, and either way, the stuns are going to work very well for him because I'm pretty sure Luffy is doing a lot of stuns. Fern is doing a lot of stuns. Gojo, his usuals, time stopping and stuff like that, and he's basically time stopped right there. It doesn't really matter. If once he's in the range of his time stop, he'll be fine. Majority of the times you're gonna bring him back. But yeah guys, I basically stayed up pretty late to make this team work. It did take some trial and error so I can get the placements down right, but it works. So yeah, this is how you can get Shiny Roger with an insane team. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more videos like these. As you can see, we just got Roger and it works. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.